Okay, so today we're going to be showing you how to add UI components to the map that you've previously loaded. We're going to add a blue dot. We're going to install the map UI kit if it's not already installed. We're going to render a floor selector, a compass, a search bar, and finally we're going to be rendering a pop-up. So to render the blue dot or the user location, we can actually pass that into the init config options. We set up the user location options key. We then pass in a position. Here we've got it as 27502985. We can set the pulse visible to true, the width to 10, and that's the central dot rather than the confidence circle. And we can also pass in the confidence percentage, and we'll put that as 50%. Here you can see that that's rendered that near the front desk. And now we're going to be installing the map UI kit. Similar to how we installed the jmap.js, we can do that through npm. And it just takes a moment to load. And we'll just set that npm run start again so that the application is running. And then at the top of the file, we'll import map UI kit from the dependency that we've just installed. From there, what we'll do is that's jmap.dispatcher.subscribe to the ready event. And we can pass that a callback, which will be run when the map is ready. Here we're going to be setting a couple of variables just for convenience. So the control and the active venue, which are properties of Jibestream, the variable that we set up just below. And then we're also going to be initializing the UI kit. We're just going to be calling it a variable of UI for convenience. And all that takes in is the control that we've just set up, and also an options object. Here we can set up the padding of the overall UI kit. And we're going to be doing that 20 pixels on each side. From here we can render the floor selector. You'll see that that renders in the lower right-hand corner. There we go. And we can easily switch back and forth between the levels now. We can also render the zoom buttons. These will allow your users to zoom in and out of the map with ease. And we can also render the compass, which will, as the map rotates, update its rotation to reflect that. So here we can see that that's zooming in and out, and the compass. Now what we're going to be doing is replacing that compass with the search bar. And what this does is it renders a search bar at the top of the map. You can, of course, customize the position, and it will, by default, have a list of the destinations in there that the users can then search, click on, and then you can also pass in a callback for when it's clicked. We'll get into that a little bit later. So here what we're going to be doing is rendering the pop-up when a unit is clicked. So to make the unit layer interactive, we do control.enable layer interactivity, pass it in the layer name of units, and then pass it in a callback, which takes in unit as a parameter. We get the waypoints from the unit by doing unit.meta.waypoint IDs. And if it doesn't have waypoint IDs, we make sure that we default back to an empty array. We then check if there's anything in the array, and then find the specific waypoint using the waypoint ID that we've gotten just before. And to do that, we do activevenue.maps.getWaypointById, pass it in the ID that we've just found, and you'll have the waypoint object at your disposal. Now we also want to render the destination name in the pop-up. So we'll be getting the destinations by doing control.getDestinations from shape and passing it in the unit. We then want the first destination, so we'll do const dest equals destinations.length. We're checking if there's any destinations in the unit, and we're either getting the first destination or we're returning back null. What we'll do now is just double check that those two variables are being populated in the way that we want them to be. We'll tap on a unit, and in the console log, we'll see that there is a waypoint being returned there, or logged out rather, and a destination being logged out there. Fantastic, that's exactly what we want. So we're now going to use those two variables to render the pop-up. So to do this, we do UI.renderPopup. We pass in the coordinates of the waypoint. So this will be where the pop-up is rendered. And then we also set the title text to be the destination name. Now, if there is no destination, we'll just pass in empty unit. And so now when we refresh the app, click a unit, we'll see that there's a pop-up rendered, and the pop-up has the name of the destination in there. We can then go on to further options. For instance, the subtext, we can put in, for instance, the waypoint ID. You can, of course, put anything that you'd like there. We'll pass it in the waypoint ID that we've just gotten. We'll also ensure that the action button is shown. We'll add some text to the action button. Here we just want to say navigate here. And we'll just refresh the page just to check that that's rendering as we want it to. And that's how you add UI components to the map.